coming on location. I'm gonna have to do a video on like I found like the sub 30K equivalent in France where there's cheap houses. Man, I just got a nose for this stuff. So if I ever moved to France, I know how to do the same thing I did in the United States: buy low, sell really high. I'm here on location, learning. I'm doing some French immersion, asking a lot of passerbys questions. I have a couple of thoughts. Being an American coming over here to Marseille, to this area, and so I'm in Marseille, France. It's really heavily Arabic and African, in addition to white. It almost seems equal. Interestingly enough. My impressions, like everyone's really, like a lot of apparently Americans don't come to Marseille. So they're all really excited to talk to you. They're like, no, there's not a lot. Like, you're the first one I've met. So it's an interesting thing to be the person that they're like, I don't mind talking to you and tell you about, I want to go visit Los Angeles or New York, Louisiana. It's very interesting, like the random cities that they want to go visit. I don't know. It's just sort of interesting, like Texas, like it's just so specific of one of the major 6 ones that they know about. But everyone's been really cool. I actually find that they enjoy talking to me, and my French makes them laugh a little bit, but they smile. It's all in good fun, not making fun of me. On location, I went to this mall. It's like they call it the Grande Galerie, and I don't know, like sometimes you like visiting third world countries because instead of like a regular mall that you're used to, there's like all these just random vendors and street stalls. Sometimes you sort of prefer that. Like going in here, I'm like, oh, look, they have Lush. Okay, I've seen Lush. Oh, look, they have, this store that we have in the United States. I don't know. It just takes a little something out of it. But language immersion going well. Honestly, I would say the best thing to do is just ask everyone a question when you need help, because you don't know where everything's at. Like, do I have formal events? Yeah, I have one event where we're meeting with a tutor. I mean, he charges for it, but I'm meeting with a tutor, and I'll tell you guys about it. It's an Airbnb experience. And another one, this guy has a boat, and he takes people sailing on his boat, and it's all French, so that's going to be cool to immerse yourself. But so I am into these language immersions, but honestly, it's just talking to people on the street who actually genuinely, especially if you're in a place Americans don't go, but we have such a huge reputation, they're just like, this is interesting, right? That's just on location. Hope you guys are having a good time. Now, this is for my single moms on this channel. So, dating. Okay, so I went to the Frankfurt airport and I was like, why haven't I considered German men? They make more than American men. And I have to tell you, on my Bumble, I got 3 dates in like a day. They are not playing. They're not like American men. I think they're stronger, and I'm going to say it, I think they're superior. I mean, pretty much every single one of them has like, at base, it's the minority that only has a high school education. Most have undergrad to graduate degrees, if not more advanced. All of their titles are like super great. Like here, like in America, like the guy who has like a nice job, it's like, oh my God, you're like 1 in 10 or 2 in 10. But here, it is literally, it's literally the, like all of them, like the minority don't like has like majority have higher education, and their jobs are really good, and it's like not a competition, and they're all like 6 feet tall or 5'9", 5'8" was like the shortest, but most of them were like 6 feet on average. And then I looked at the stats. They are considered the most intelligent race of men in the world. And I was like, how come I haven't looked at this group of people? And you have to think of cultural undertones. And yes, I'm such a traveler. Like I've always low key like dating someone, and I don't know, after 41 years in the USA, I know the difference between the USA and overseas. And I love America, but they're better in many ways, other countries, as far as actual living and community. It's just hard to get a community in America, but not so much out there in Germany. And they're a straightforward culture. So you could look at other cultures that actually scored higher on average for the countrywide intelligence, not just amongst the men. And it's like, Norway and Sweden and whatnot. But those are very close off cultures. Meaning if I went there, and even if I had a husband, like, you're not making friends with people until it's been 10 or 15 years. And like, who wants to go with a whole bunch of people who are too good to get to know you, right? Like, that's just not an American thing. We're very much into opening and really getting to know strangers. But Germany is very straightforward and culturally known for their honesty and integrity, and they're also known for not being cheaters. So I'm like, why come I haven't configured this superior man? And there's so much about 90 Day Fiance, and I'm just like, 90 Day Fiance usually has people in America who are like 4s or 5s or even 3s on the scale of 1 to 10 in looks and like just overall package as a mate. And they go to a third world country to get like a 4, 5, or 6. They don't even shoot that high. And it's interesting because it's just like, if I come here, I'm going to a first world country where men make significant amounts, and that's how you should do it, right? Like, the ladies are doing okay for the passport bros, but the passport bros are like, I don't know. I just think they should do better. But I don't think it's the same, because it's like, if I'm dating a guy here and he's financially more secure than me, and I'm you know, pretty financially settled because of my real estate investments, it's just not the same. We're going first world, so we're competing with first world women of all races. So, and not competing directly, but just like in general, like that's the element. Not like I'm going to Mexico and like to pick up a husband, like those 90 Day Fiance girls be doing. I don't know what they're thinking, honestly. Like, just stay in the States. You don't have to go to, ain't gotta go to Jamaica for what they pick up. Yeah, so that's just my thoughts on here, language immersion, dating. These are for single moms, so this is all relevant. So hope you have fun, and I'll talk to you guys later.